Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I am sharing something with you guys that I have experimented with over maybe the last 2 months because I've wanted to perfect it and get it right. So if you are like me and have very oily skin, and I mean instantly oily, then I'm going to share with you how to get a matte full coverage foundation, and I'm going to teach you my skin routine and my foundation routine to guarantee you, I promise, although everyone's skin is different, so don't hate me if it doesn't work for you, but to show you how to make your foundation last all day. I have been experimenting with this, and I do my makeup about 7:30 in the morning, and I'll leave my work around 5 o'clock sometimes, or sometimes maybe later if I start later, and I don't touch up my skin throughout the whole day. And being an oily person, you know how almost impossible that is. If you want your foundation to look amazing, you have to keep powdering your nose or powdering your forehead or your cheeks. So I'm going to share my whole routine with you guys. I'm going to give you some ideas and talk about stuff throughout it. And you can use whatever products you want, just make them similar. However, there is one product throughout this whole thing, and I'll let you know when we get to it, but I recommend you do not substitute. You use that exact brand and you use that exact product, because I've tried the other brand's version and they just don't work. And this is the only one that I have found that genuinely works. Before we get into it, if you are new here, my name is Robert and I'm a professional makeup artist, and it is my goal here on YouTube to help you become a professional makeup artist and fill your head with knowledge of a pro. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, please consider subscribing to my channel for more pro tips, in-depth tutorials, lessons, and little things like this that will help you along your way to becoming a professional makeup artist. Okay, let's get straight into this. Yes, let's go. Here I am with no makeup on, which is always great. Okay, so I have cleansed and toned my skin, and I have applied my eye cream. Haven't done anything else, no makeup on right now. What I'm gonna do first is I'm going to moisturize with the Pixi Hydrating Milky Mist. So the thing is, with oily skin is that I think we tend to shy away from moisturizers, creams, because we think if we add moisture to our skin, then we're just gonna get oily throughout the day. Here's the situation though, is that if you don't hydrate your skin enough, your skin is gonna produce more oil because it needs moisture basically. The reason why I'm using this is because it's literally water with hydration in it. So it has ingredients that will hydrate your skin, but it is water based. And this is what's gonna kind of save your skin if you're oily. You can use all your oils and your really rich creams at night to kind of repair your skin. During the day, if you don't want to look oily and you're looking for your moisturizer, you need to buy the correct products. So look out for words that say things like lotion, gel, mist, and fluid. They all tend to be more water-based, so they provide hydration to an oilier skin without over-hydrating. So that way you're still hydrating your skin, but not overdoing it. So I'm just gonna spray this directly onto my face. Just enough so my skin feels a little bit wet, and I'm just gonna let it settle on my skin. I might just pat just very gently, just so it can all be absorbed. Now this is the one product that I do not want you guys to substitute in this whole routine. I understand that some people can't afford higher end products, but through my kind of experimenting with products, this is the only spray of its kind, and I know there are other kinds, but this is the only one of its category that has actually worked. So we all know M.A.C Fix Plus Spray. This is their matte option. So M.A.C have different sprays in this. There's coconut, lavender, rose water, their normal one, and they have a gold and pink kind of metallic one, which are beautiful, but then they have this matte one. So it's slightly milkier than the normal Fix Plus. So I have tried the other setting sprays. I've tried Urban Decay All Nighter, I've tried Makeup Revolution, I've tried the Morphe one. This is the only one that has worked. If oily skin ruining your makeup is something that is ruining your day, you know, then maybe it is something worth investing in. So I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna give it a little shake before. So I'm also gonna use this as our primer. A lot of people with oily skin are gonna have large open pores. I absolutely hate silicone-based primers, so like Professional from Benefit, things like that. I use them in a video to show how to hide large pores. But if you have oilier skin, those silicone primers or those matte primers, they don't get rid of oil, they help to distribute oil evenly around the face, so it gives the impression or the image of less oil. So I'm going to use this as our primer as well, and just spray directly onto my face after all my skincare. And on me, I know I get a really oily forehead, I get a really oily nose, so my T-zone ends up really oily. And then again, I'm gonna wait for that Fix Plus to sit on my skin. So now you can like finish up your hair or get yourself coffee or whatever. Just let that kind of settle onto the skin and do its thing. And that is our skin prepped. So don't leave all your oil control to after your makeup with powders and setting sprays. You have to create that barrier between your skin and the makeup or foundation to stop the oil from coming through, because that's what ruins our foundation. Oil breaks down foundation. We use oil as a makeup remover. It comes through our skin and then onto our foundation, which will be here. So there's no point in prepping the skin from this side with powders and finishing sprays if the oil is coming through this way. I hope that makes sense. So already after that spray, my skin is feeling matte. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go in with my highlighter. So I like to highlight around my eye area because I look tired, just under the brow bone here. I have slightly downturned corners of the eye, so that slight highlight will just pull up the corners of my eye there. Of course, down the middle of my nose. I don't do that much on my forehead because unfortunately highlighting oilier skin can sometimes just look like you're sweating. Now I'm taking a damp mini beauty blender, and yes, I haven't cleaned it, I'm sorry, but I only used it yesterday. I'll clean it today. Promise. If you do have oily skin, it is very important you clean your brushes and you clean your beauty blenders. Because although we may not be super oily at the time we're doing our makeup, sometimes our oil can sit in brush hairs, or it can sit on sponges, and it can just kind of ruin our skin, and it can ruin our tools as well. So that is my highlight done. Now this is a full, sorry I keep looking away, this is a full coverage foundation tutorial for oily skin. So I've done it heavier than I usually would. Now I'm gonna take my foundation. I am using a foundation for oily skin, but after using that spray and during my time experimenting, I have been using foundations made for combination skin. There is a foundation I absolutely love, and it's my all-time favorite foundation, and I've never been able to wear it because I'm so greasy, it just oozes out of my pores, and I finally have been able to wear it because of this routine. So I'm really happy about that, but I don't actually own it, I just use it when I get to work. So I'm going to use my full coverage foundation. So I am using my F80 Air Flat Kabuki brush. This is from Sigma. If you like Sigma brushes, you can go to my link below in my description, and you can get 10% off using the code Robert10, which I think is a great idea. So the reason I'm using such a flat, small brush is because the closer it is to the skin, the more coverage you are going to get. And the reason I'm using like this kind of kabuki shaped brush is because, again, we'll get a fuller coverage. Now I do go slightly darker with my foundation because I am surprisingly paler than I look, or paler than I should be, I think sometimes, I don't know. I just like to be a little bit warmer. So when I'm doing this and stippling on, I don't really worry so much about blending just yet. I just want to get the product over my whole face. And you can see, especially with a brush like this, although I am just stippling on at the moment, the finish is already quite natural still. Now I'm gonna go over and kind of buff, and I'm doing circle motions outwards. So on the nose area, and especially on the cheeks, if you are oily, I'm going to assume you have slightly larger pores. Try not to buff too much, stipple as much as you can. If you are a guy like me and you have a beard, do be careful you don't take it over the beard. If you do, make sure you wipe it off afterwards, otherwise you get a very strange, ashy kind of grey tone. So now any areas that I find needs blending a little bit more, I'm going to take the same beauty blender as before and just go over those areas. Why are there suddenly a million kids everywhere now that I want to film? Okay, that is personally how much coverage I like. If you like a little bit more, then absolutely go ahead and do another layer. After every single layer, you're going to take your Fix Plus matte spray and cover the whole face. So I'm going to do a coating now. And I personally like to drench my face in it, and I'm gonna let this set. I'm not gonna pat it, I'm not gonna interrupt it, I'm just gonna give it time, let it do its thing. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm gonna tidy up all around here, I'm gonna tidy up my eyebrows and actually do my eyebrows as well. That's enough brows for me. I'm going through a phase at the moment where I don't really like my brows to be too groomed. So we are almost finished with the steps. The next thing I'm going to use is a mattifying powder. So, oh sorry, I just picked my nose. This is from LunatiCK Cosmetic Labs, and this is their setting powder. So it's like this. I've chosen this one because it's a really fine powder. Some pressed powders can be really chalky and clumpy and dry. And I'm just gonna take a very soft brush. This is a MAC 187 brush. And I'm just gently gonna buff that on the skin. No stabbing motions here. We just want gentle buffing outwards. Now, I wouldn't use a coloured powder on top. So I wouldn't use a powder that has any more coverage. I would get a clear powder for this. Finer and the softer the better. Even loose powders can be nicer sometimes. If we add too much now on top of this foundation, we're going to get a really heavy, horrible, unnatural texture to the skin. And then throughout the day, you'll just find that there's more for your oil to break down. So my skin is feeling quite tight, and as an oily person, I actually really like that feeling because I know that there's no moisture. We are gonna do one more spray with this. Not as much as before, we're just gonna do a light dusting now. Again, we're gonna let that set, do what it needs to do. And that is our full coverage foundation routine for oilier skin. I'm gonna add a few clips of my skin throughout the day to this video because I just plan on staying at home today, organizing all my skincare and all my makeup because it's kind of got out of control. So I'll update you throughout the day and see how this sits. I'm pretty confident it's gonna last quite a long time. So thank you so much for joining me, guys. If you have any questions at all, whether it be about skincare, makeup, it is my personal goal to help you out. I love helping people with things like this. So leave your questions below or head over to my Instagram and send me a message on there as well. I do answer all my messages and I try to answer all the comments below. I think I do. I think I'm quite good at that. So yeah, if you try this routine or if you have any oily skin tips, share them below. All of us can learn from each other. So I love to read your tips as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next week. Bye guys. Okay guys, it has been an hour since I just recorded that video. Sorry for the echo, I'm filming on my phone. I'm still pretty matte. My nose here is just kind of shiny from where we sprayed the finishing spray. Still looking good. Usually I would have been completely oily by now. I would have just given up and let it happen. But all around my nose here is still nice and matte. This is my concern area, is this whole bit here and the middle of my forehead and my forehead in general. So for it to be this matte an hour on is still good. I'm still happy. Yes. So it's been about 3 hours now. Yeah, still looking fine. I'm actually really surprised. I knew it was good, but I didn't, I forgot how long it lasts. I think because I'm kind of resting a little bit more today, like I'm still doing things like I'm organising all my skincare and I wish I never started. I'm not sweating as much, maybe I'm not moving as much, so my skin isn't getting as oily as it would, but I'm still very happy. Yeah. I do feel, I mean, looking up close, let me go to some better lighting. Looking up close, I am starting to get a little bit of, am I? Yeah, I'm getting shiny, starting to get shiny, but all those people out there who are oily like me, you would know that this isn't as oily as it can get. So, so far, again, so good. So it is the end of the day. Let's see, I recorded that video, the video at like 12-ish. And it's now, oh, what is it now? I don't have my thing. It's about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And you can see I have got oily around my forehead here. And especially around my nose there as well. But my foundation still looks really good. I'll be happy to go out with this now, you know. Yes, I'm shiny. That's it, I'm shiny, I'm not oily. So I'm still looking, my foundation is still wearable and it's still looking good. It still looks good. I feel gross, I never usually wear makeup for this long, and yes, I've been wearing the same t-shirt all day because I've done nothing after organising all my stuff. That was a mistake. But yeah, so that's how long it lasted. I just wanted to show you guys longevity and kind of the staying power when you use the right skincare and the right tools and the right what's it called, like setting spray basically. Yeah, it really can help, and I'm really pleased with the results, and I'm really excited to share them with you. So I hope it works for you guys. Do let me know below. Yeah, and I'll see you soon. Bye.